women who didn't think saris looked good on them, or that was too traditional, or that was not so funky.
So we wanted saris to be cool. So that had to come out because we also wore saris like that in our regular lives. Women think we are superwomen.
Ouch, ouch.
That word called super mom, superwoman, it's non-existent.
It is annoying. A lot of people ask us, how do you girls sleep, Because they have 13 stores. Someday something doesn't perform. Online sometimes sales goes for a toss. Facebook band ho gaya, hum mar gaye. Like those things happen. And how do you girls sleep? I said, both of us just say goodnight to each other.
To whoever you meet, ethical business is possible, conscious business is possible, being women and succeeding is possible, doing it on your own terms is possible, and having short hair and wearing a sari is very possible. Hello and welcome to another episode of Three at the Table. Today we have with us two incredible women who are weaving a revolution, literally and figuratively. Meet Sujata and Tanya Biswas, the powerhouse duo behind Suta, a brand that's redefining traditional Indian textiles with a fresh, modern twist. Fondly known as the Suta sisters, Sujata and Tanya left behind successful corporate careers to follow their passion for design, sustainability, and handmade crafts. With Suta, they've created not just a brand, but a movement. One that empowers artisans, celebrates Indian craftsmanship, and brings timeless elegance to the wardrobes of women everywhere. In this episode, we'll hear all about how they turn their dream into reality and their advice for women looking to take that bold step into entrepreneurship. So get ready to be inspired as we welcome the incredible Suta sisters to the show. Sujata and Tanya, welcome to Three at the Table. We are so delighted to have you here.
Thank you. We're very excited.
Same here. Thank you so much.
No, I mean, before we even begin, I have to tell you this story. I mean, somewhere around 2016, I had chopped my hair exactly like yours. All right. So suddenly I had this cluster of curls, and I thought short hair doesn't suit saris. So I'd almost yes, there's archived all my saris in my cupboard and would wear these, trendy jackets. And suddenly this woman comes up on my, social media feeds that's rocking saris and
you'll be like, oh, isn't that me?
I know. And same, and that's when I went and bought this. And I thought today I'm going to wear exactly this sari. That's what I wore. Yes.
Amazing.
So, exactly.
Story.
And I know from the many conversations that I have with women that there are too many of such women who didn't think saris looked good on them, or that was too traditional, or that was not so funky, and then saw what you both were doing and just started wearing it with so much pride. So I think there's a whole generation of women wanting to say thank you.
I'm glad, but I think people should start doing what their heart tells them to. It's not that, short hair, saris and, just one or two taboos we are breaking, but everything that honestly your heart tells you to, just do it. People start loving it because you're yourself.
I think I heard the similar thing when I chopped my hair off completely, like shaved it off.
You did?
Yeah, I did that. So I got so many messages from a lot of young girls saying that their mothers were cancer patients, so stopped stepping out of their houses.
Oh man.
And they saw me and suddenly they're like, मैं कुछ भी कपड़ा तो मैं जाती हूँ घूमने में फ्रेंड से मिल के आती हूँ. And because they were like, let me just do it, क्या है इसमें? She also did it, but they didn't know what the reason was. My reason was nothing, like not for a cause. But I realized that if you're just, that what Tanya said, that listen to your heart, just don't be afraid that something's going to stop you, just do it.
And you both have clearly done this, because if I'm not mistaken, both of you are engineers from great institutions. Both of you had corporate careers.
Yeah.
And there's somewhere you took a plunge and you created this genius idea, which in retrospect looks very simple, but nobody had really done it. So was this an aha moment for both of you, or, was it like one thought and the other said, why not? How did this really happen?
We are we do a lot of things like that when both of us say, hey, let's do this. She's like, yeah, I've been thinking about this. Let's just do it. And both of us somehow make this idea even larger than it actually is, or it's like even bigger than, maybe it is not as big as what we are thinking in our heads. But even our parties used to be like, we used to just make everything with our hands, sketch it and paste it everywhere. We used to think that's the biggest thing we're doing in the world. And people who would come, like, we would think it's a most coveted party that we used to invite them for, like paper se haath se
I
bana
think you
ke
have to
chipka ke.
just think it and do it and make it big in your head and live it.
Yeah, but we did the same with Suta. When
it's
it
the
came
same
to
with
us, we
Suta.
felt that ये तो boss किसी ने किया नहीं है. There's a gap because me and Tanya want this kind of sari. We don't get it.
Yeah.
So might as well make it.
Yes.
And कोई तो होगा हमारे तरह पक्का खरीदेगा. Like that.
Yeah.
We were so, like now looking
I think
back, I
it's
think we're so
just-
confident. It's so silly also.
Yeah, I think it's great to be silly and fearless. In fact, because fear stops you in so many places,
Absolutely.
and in this just one life you got. You just half the things you're not doing, thinking that what others will think and tell you, it's completely not it. And I think that's what happened. You also need someone sometimes to cheer you on. For example, since it was the both of us, even if the idea seemed foolish to just me, but she would say, wow, let's do it.
But the
And
photo
that's
shoot,
how-
for example, I said Tanya's like, so I used to only show my body and not my head. So my photos would be like this earlier. And then one day Tanya said, it's okay, even if you've not done anything on your face, it's looking fine. I'll just edit and post it, like whatever. That's how it started. And we're like, oh yeah, not bad. So a lot of things, and you see just the start, maybe your stories don't tell a lot of things that we have done. Like crazy things. For example, one day our mother came and asked us, ये कुर्ला में warehouse खरीद लिया तुम लोगों ने? ने कहा मॉम बॉम्बे है व्हाट इज खरीद लिया ये तुम दोनों तो कुछ भी कर लेते हो like you've done so many things crazy
Yeah, I think-
that you might as well buy tomorrow.
Damn.
She actually said that.
And that's how you
insane,
bought
yeah.
it.
We didn't buy it. It was on rent. But I'm thinking how our mother thinks.
No, but you
that-
acquired it in some form
Yeah,
of
it's
fashion.
not even like you're going to celebrate it or tell us, It's just that,
That was
you can
when
just
Gunneet
do whatever.
Munga came to our house. So Gunneet Munga, Oscar winner, she
Yeah.
came to our house. And then my mom was like, she's so simple. I'm like, Karan Johar bhi aayega ghar pe, tum ऐसे ही बोलोगे, because you see him on TV, he'll be a simple man. And mother's like, Karan Johar is coming to our house. I'm like, no, it is an example, So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just that we have done things leaving what we have been doing with thinking that let's just try it out because it's okay to do what we, the normal things which is accepted. But if your heart really is crying and saying that this is not what you're meant for, and just try out certain things because you are really passionate about it, and we just went ahead and did it, and we're constantly doing that.
But at that time, people also around you kind of start, like your mom seems like your natural cheerleader since ever. But there are like skeptics, right? You're an engineer and
we have gotten
you're
those.
leaving such, your fancy jobs and then a business that nobody really knows will work out or not. And it's all nice now, but the beginnings are always with so many voices telling us we can't, and the many reasons why we can't.
So that's what I'm saying. So even our packages used to be engineer and MBAs from like top institute and then getting jobs. So our packages were really high. When we quit, so there was danger. A was because of course we had savings.
Yeah.
We finished all the students' loan and all the loans that we had. I had taken a car for dad, so that was a car loan. So that finished everything. Whatever saving was little left, we started this. But there were a lot of people asking us questions like, you are really selling saris, business, but there's nobody in your family. Who will you ask? And then this entrepreneur setup was not there. How now people are helping each other, talking to each other. There was nobody.
Yeah.
And also like tech startups are more accepted
Yeah.
after studying so much and not selling something, and also when you don't have the background for it or even
Yeah, they would
somebody
ask
in your
what is
family.
expertise, Like modeling is not my expertise. Making sari is not my expertise. We don't know textile. What is your expertise? Like what are you doing? So friends, of course, a lot of people told us, "Ye karoge kya?" Finally, what is it?
And
Where
what
are
would be
you
your answer at that time?
So,
Like, how would you navigate that?
we had,
I think we filtered it out.
Yeah.
Thinking that what is the intention? If it was just general worry for us that, what will happen to their careers? we would just say that they love us and hence they are saying things, okay? They're not thinking straight. And there are people who just want to pull you down. You just cut them off.
Yeah, that was it.
And, we just balance it out. And if the suggestion or idea or the criticism, whatever comes very genuinely, we noted it down and, worked towards it. And probably some things like marketing ka kya karna hai, stuff, website are you making or not? Those things we noted down. People who actually had right inputs to give
Yeah,
us.
whoever had a genuine input, genuine worry would always come up with a solution. We took that for sure. But there were a lot of criticisms who were just meant to criticize.
Yeah.
And scare us. And honestly, the customer love we got from day one was tremendous. So that also kept us going.
But
honestly.
your customer love has a lot to do with the attitude with which Suta came out. I would place a lot of value on, you were not just another online portal. You are not just another, but right at that time when it was not so common for something like this to happen, you were with all that spunk. And I think you sold the spunk and then the sari. So that was, I think, quite wonderful.
So we wanted saris to be cool. So that had to come out because we also wore saris like that in our regular lives. So we were not faking it. Yeah. So we didn't have to fake it to make people believe on anything, any topic and hence I feel it also resonated with a lot of people because maybe they also wanted to be like that.
Yeah.
To look like you don't care. Or you not care. You care about how you look, but you're not bothered about anyone's judgment. Like I want to wear a sari, hence I'm wearing a sari. Because I've seen my mom or aunt wearing a sari so cool. And suddenly saris became too traditional.
Yeah.
And he wanted to break free and get back to that. I think we all the girls that age had that in our heads. So when we came out with it, because that's why we felt like, oh, this is such a killer idea.
Yeah, honestly, like, a lot of those people, like similar customers who are like-minded, they pushed us through it, saying that, oh, I'm loving it. The kind of things you're doing, I also dreamt of doing. Or I would want to do something like this with my sister. In those these comments that came from people also, it was like we're living a lot of dreams. It's not just our dreams right now.
Yeah, it became like a combined dream of not just us, not the customers, also the weavers. Because the weavers angle was like so strong that whatever I'm doing, I'm selling out and we're giving orders and they're like, Didi, thank you, because of you, I'm not dependent on those middlemen who are coming and collecting and not paying us.
Yeah.
So that went away and we saw the change. That kept giving us this huge boost. And I think that is one of the answers how we dealt with criticism.
Yeah.
Because we were just impacting and we were absolutely fearless also because we felt that when you do good comes back to you. So we felt that automatically we'll do fine, somebody will, something is watching over us and will save us kinds. Yeah.
I'm sure you believe that too because you have also done something similar.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, you have. And then I'm sure you also face criticism, 7-2.
Oh, yes. I mean, I think at the end, when you look behind the surface, all of us have similar stories. It's what we choose how to do with. So I was always told I was too young to be a CEO. Too happy to be intelligent. I think, you know what that means?
Yes.
Too happy to be intelligent, like you laugh too much. So, I also had, someone advised me that you need to have a little more stature.
We've gotten it so many times.
थोड़ा और stature, मतलब power है, थोड़ा stature दिखाओ, मतलब इतना नहीं हंसते. So it was I gave it the 2 minutes it deserved. And then you say, screw it, can't manage it. The best way to be is to be in your own skin.
Yeah. So, we've been looked down upon in like a group of, obviously Suta is not like something we don't usually have to introduce ourselves because we wear it. So a lot of people just know us. But in some groups, sometimes it's a very different group when they have absolutely no clue who we are, right? Because even if we're wearing a sari, saris have become now common.
Yeah.
So standing in this group of people and there are men, women alike, everyone there. And in case they don't know us, somehow because you look young or maybe we dress up, which is so casual with shoes and not like trying to act like a CEO or like a boss there. They would just somehow try to not have you in this group kinds and who's going to talk to guys.
So yesterday something similar happened. So we were in this Lucknow Times Fashion Week and there were a lot of models, designers and there were 3 of us from Suta and we are very loving to each other. There's no boss relationship.
A PA, a design head and Tanya.
Yeah, the 3 of us.
Just the context. Yeah.
So when they were saying, oh, model ka something, sari theek nahi ho raha hai, I bent down, I was helping them. And because it's just 3 of us, right?
I thought you were a drape artist.
Yeah, and then there was just like not talking nicely and some, and then Ila introduced the three of us. So it's like, don't tell me, you don't look like the founder at all. And like, then she was herself taken aback by the way she said it. She said, in a very nice way, I'm so glad. How can you be so sweet? Nobody has ever been so sweet. I'm like, are you really saying that if I was the boss, I was not supposed to be sweet with you? That you really asked a next girl standing next to you to fix your pleat. I mean, you haven't done anything wrong. I mean, if you thought that I was the boss, you wouldn't ask me.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is so
Yeah.
much stereotype involved in that one line.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that I was saying that in a group of people, when you're standing there and let's say they don't know you and they assume you to be somebody junior.
Yes.
That assumption makes them behave towards you in a certain way, and then the moment they heard Suta, oh, the brand which does sari, you work there? So yes, I founded that. I'm the Sue, and suddenly the whole dynamics change. But then, so I just feel there's so much of bias with it, right?
yeah.
This associating
a certain
young,
kind of clothing as well, as you're right. The way you look. I mean, if you're not suited,
Yeah.
then you're clearly not senior management.
But then women usually tend to be so loud, assertive, and dress up like a man in the man's world.
Yes.
That's so wrong.
I
feel
have done that, and I
both
feel
have.
so guilty.
You've been that person, is it?
I have been that,
Same.
and I feel absolutely guilty because also that I am short, like 5'1" or 5, and yes, and I actually wanted to feel, behave, and look larger
Yeah.
than who I was. So I modulated my voice. I always, when I spoke on the phone, I would be
Like this deep baritone.
like a hoarse, deep voice.
Hello.
Yeah, I did that. And I really wanted my voice to always be hoarse. And I Googled to check what to do to make it like not like baby like. Yeah. And honestly, I suited up, wanted to be like them. I had a boss lady. I loved her. I learned a lot from her. She had boycott and she wore saris. I used to think that that's power dressing. She is looking and behaving powerful because she has short hair. I cut my hair, cut it short because I just want somehow
Like
I have
anything to have power.
anything to
just-
look powerful.
Yeah.
And my work was so killer and so good that I didn't need to do any of that. But my focus was half there
Yeah.
to behave or look that part, which
I
is
also brought it home, my personality.
Yeah.
I was working in steel industry and with all very, very, elderly people in the team. And I was very, very young and I joined the company and I behaved in a very ridiculous way. Like I would bring that personality home and like scream at her and like as if I am like some absolutely like really lost it.
And I wonder that every girl who is joining new in a company or industry, which is male dominated probably, it's so hard because you are not focusing on doing something that you're happy about adding value to something you're doing,
Yeah.
but rather investing so much thought and
To
time
look.
to
Look
just
the
be
part.
accepted or to just get that position in that world.
Yeah.
And that
No,
inside.
and isn't it so tragic that
Yeah.
most of these women never understand, and some do, but it's too late, that there is an entire industry waiting to demotivate and make you insecure so that you buy into this myth of, power dressing is a certain kind. A powerful person has to be a certain kind, and everything that like the three of us right now are absolutely against that. And by the time you realize the fallacy of that argument, too much precious time is lost.
It's gone. Yeah.
But I also think that people are not trying to do it. Some people, it's of course not always the whole truth, but that people are just doing because they have gone through it and they think that's the right way of
Conditioning.
doing it. It's
It
a
is
lot of conditioning, and to break free from it, I think there should be more people like you or us to
Who have to
tell
talk about
that
it.
you just because you have great mentors, but
Also, it's very
just-
important to have mentors as women mentors.
definitely.
Because a man would not get that. Maybe a lot of men will get it. Maybe who've been like
These
sisters,
nuances,
very
no.
very small things.
Yeah.
If you've actually noticed a girl very closely, then you'll see that maybe that how much we really act.
Yeah.
Try to act the part.
Yes.
But
yes.
yeah, I
Take it
think
till you
women
make it.
mentors should be there to
Yeah.
should be there to just tell the next generation or the next to next
I
generation.
think men have there's a lot of need to educate and share with men, which also is not really happening. So they also absorb from whatever they're seeing around, and the conditioning has its own. I believe
Deep
that
roots.
chauvinism and all this masculinity, the first victims of it is the man.
Yeah, it is.
The first victim is the man, and then it's us.
Yeah,
because they're trapped in a different nightmare.
True.
However, yes, they even after being educated, they can empathize, but they haven't walked in our shoes.
That's true.
So who got alert first to this between the both of you?
I think it was not just who got first alerted, but it was always a discussion between us. We always had very open discussions about what's happening, even if it's a harsh truth that I have to tell her, she has to tell me. I mean, it's always not accepted with open arms, of course, but we have fights when you just, point
I
out
was just
something
going to
like
say,
that.
you're like this dream sister duo. I mean, what is this? This is almost like this harmony going on. When do the buttons clash?
There are some people who face it, and there's one person is always stuck in between us, Ela, because she spends a lot of time with us. So whenever we start fighting, Ela's like, मैं बाहर जाऊं.
So your fights are loud and screechy as well. I think they're all very polite.
Very polite. Very. I think because also we've grown up together and we we stay together also with our husbands, our kids, our dog, and our parents.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's a very, very crazy arrangement. So for that also we also empathize a lot with each other because we see our both personal side and professional side. We know what we go through, both of us. That has given us a lot of, I think it's a different level of maturity that we have attained. And it was not there initially. In the initial time, I would even be so scared to tell her something. Even now it happens that when there's a hard conversation that, I feel she has taken a wrong decision somewhere. It is hard, but then we approach it in a very, very direct manner. We both try to be very open. I wouldn't say. We are working towards it.
I think it's every relationship is work in progress. And I know that, if whatever happens, she always has my back. And if she has said something which I am not liking right now, but I think she's coming from a good place and I have to really look at it from another side and just, pause and reflect upon it and not act right away and make it worse.
Yeah,
so I think this is like
dealing with
has
things,
come in a in a long. We are 38, 37, so it's
no. But you just told me that you also have a joint family. You have a joint business. You have a joint family. This is crazy amount of
joint.
Of joint.
Yeah, our parents are like, "तुम किससे बात कर रहे हैं, तानिया? तानिया इधर ही है. What are you talking?" I said, नहीं, मतलब important discussion.
That's an amazing amount of, of synchronizing that one. You have to be in sync, and
but
there's
we
an
did
ecosystem.
that. Like, it was mindfully done to set everyone up for this.
Now, I want to bow down to you right now. Like, what the hell? The whole world is talking about independence and isolation, and here this is this beautiful chemistry that is very purposeful, very deliberate. What does it take?
I'll tell you one thing. So it is also what we have seen at our viewers' place. So their homes are, sorry, I got excited. So their homes are all like, say 4 homes are here and they have just a common boundary. It's like a society.
So they don't have a boundary in between.
Yeah. And then they grow plants and things together. After cooking in winters, I saw they all coming out and sitting together with their food and eating. All the kids are playing. You'll not know whose kid is who.
Yeah.
And that harmony. And then I realized this setup is what makes them the best because they are producing the best saris. They are happy. It shows in the product.
Very happy. Yeah.
And societies have been like this forever. I know nuclear families are there. They're also running fine. But in this support, where the man and woman both are able to work because there's someone else looking at the kids or somebody else who's free. And it's always easier when there's a whole village raising kids and you can be at peace. So that's what we learned.
Ours is completely that whole village. The entire village is raising the 2 of the kids that we have. So
my respect for your, I don't know what to even call it, has just multiplied.
And our in-laws live very close by. So our
Yeah, they
in-laws,
also come by most of
and
the
live in
weekends.
this madness. So
Yeah. So
And
it's
that's
whole
beautiful.
lot
And
of
your
madness.
sensitivity towards the weavers is also exceptional. I know that for a fact. And it's not just an adjective that I'm using, because in a world where fast fashion and, unethical pays, exploitation of, the last mile worker is almost a norm. Like big brands are guilty
I
of
don't know,
that.
how do they lose that human in them? I don't get it. Maybe you look at numbers so much that you forget at the end of the day that because you are working so hard to make sure your life is comfortable and nice.
Yeah.
How do you make somebody else's life not comfortable so that yours is better? I just don't get
Different
that.
goals.
Still, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Will we ever be able to reach there? I don't ever think that, because
No,
even
but
if we are
somewhere
doing
you
it-
are managing to reach that sensitivity goal. You are advocates of slow fashion,
Yeah.
which again is a rarity. I don't know any other person who goes out and actually says advocate of slow fashion. Or maybe I'm. How many do you know who are advocates of slow
we
fashion?
know we have a group of
You
people
have a
who
whole
there
lot
are
of
them.
people.
Yeah,
Yes,
there are
there's
them.
a whole
Yeah.
village of.
Though it is a hard world,
Yeah.
because of people. I hear again Shein coming in, right? So yeah, so I'm saying there are fast
Yeah, I
fashion
mean-
brands who are doing amazing work. Though I know their products are good, like like to look at. I'm saying that competing against something which is like 8,000, whereas something is like 800. It is
Yeah.
hard, right?
Yes.
So I think it's a hard world. I know a lot of our entrepreneur friends who are in this fight. Honestly, with fast fashion.
No, I also meant those who've crossed a certain success. See, standing for it when you've not hit that particular kind of profit margin is, I mean, I'm just going to be presumptuous and say it's easier to
Yeah.
take a position when you're not making profit in that sense. But once you do hit profit and you want to hit a higher run and a better rate, then almost inevitably, one
Everything
is stuck
falls
in that
apart.
ecosystem where we have to, the numbers start dictating the actions.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. A lot of people start with good intentions. But life happens, investors happen, profits happen, and then you have to prioritize. And most people prioritize profits and investors, where you have prioritized continuously, ensuring that people understand that this is slow fashion, this is sustainable, and fair wages are extremely, extremely important. And this, again, it seems like another layer of hurdle or difficulty in raising different kinds of investments if you are interested in that. How does that get navigated then?
So we have spoken to investors in the past, but we would have decided as we would like to grow sustainably till we reach a scale, or we haven't yet decided if we want to take it or not. We are not saying no to it or saying yes to it, but for now we've said no. For now.
You've said no to investments because you would like to pace your own growth.
Yeah,
Pace our own growth, and we always ask this question: at what cost?
Yeah.
And sometimes it looks like it's
scary-
a heavy cost to pay, because our systems in the back that we have, I know it's to streamline it, you have to cut off a lot of things that is very dear to us.
Yeah.
For example, we work with a lot of women in the villages. They started working with us in their lives. So they were never working before, but we knew they have skills and they're helping their partners or father to weave or to do certain parts of the
For
sari.
example, even a pregnant woman would come and take work home and do it along with taking care of another child. So I'm giving that liberty because I know it's needed.
Yeah.
But somebody else will come and say, might as well give it to those young boys who are there, like they would do a much faster job, cheaper. So those things will come in, right?
Yeah, I mean, just to streamline things, you can open a setup where they come and work. So then your accounting and tallying things would reduce much way further. But a person taking things home and coming and depositing, quality checking and everything takes a lot more time. But for us, that setup was so much important because we saw different kind of empowerment in the whole village. The village rose from level A to level CD because the women were empowered, because the way women use the money is a little different than how the man was using the money.
The moment we separated
And-
the bank accounts, we saw the difference.
Tell me what the difference was.
So initially there was the man
Massive
taking the
difference.
money. We realized that was
Yeah.
okay. But then I asked, घर पे काम कौन कर रहा है? So like, my mother also sits when I'm out. And when I'm doing farming, my wife also does this work and my wife puts the tassel. So we changed that. We said, okay, whoever does what will get that money. So give your all individual bank accounts. We separated everything, the work. So then we saw that the moment that started happening, the woman is also doesn't have to ask for money, right? So instead of that money going for spends like going out for dinner or maybe having alcohol or something by the man, the woman is now using it to buy more books, take the kids for some training, joining yoga classes. We know, we see the villages different. The women
they all
talk
tell
so
us.
much
It's
better.
amazing.
I almost never heard of a different account of how women use money. It's almost like everywhere, if you give women money in their hands, and it's definitely going to work for the family.
It is always
It's all, I've never heard a
The
different story.
priorities are always set.
always for the family,
So,
the kids,
Always.
nutrition, all
For
of
the whole family, the whole family looks much healthier,
Yeah.
better, doing better on a large.
and that ugly imbalance in the house, right? That I have to ask for money.
Yeah.
That ratio, that this weird thing just goes away.
And the myth that they don't understand money and therefore they must have, everything should be given to the man because usko number aate hain, usko samajhta hai, he knows how to. That is also a lot of bullshit.
Because it's never been given to them.
It's
right?
never been given to them.
So I get it. Maybe they might not be able to manage a lakh. Now they don't know how to do it. They've never been told how to do it. But there's not rocket science. It's so simple.
Yeah, and
It's
now
a
there's
learnable skill.
now
Exactly.
there's internet. They will learn everything. And the great thing is that the kids who have access to it and they are tech savvy, they are telling their mothers and things how to order things online, do things on their own, upskill themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of things are happening. And the kids telling us that they want to join the same business, the same, things that they have been seeing and learning and they know it by heart.
Yeah.
They said after education, I will just join
And we're
because
also
it's this.
seeing children observe for the first time their mothers earn for themselves. So we are,
That's
I
a
mean,
big
the
thing.
impact of this will be seen maybe 10 years later.
Correct. You will not know exactly.
You will not know,
Yeah.
but the benefits of having a mother who earns for herself
Yeah.
is incredible.
That's what I'm
Even
saying.
They
This
the-
is- see a change.
they behave and talk a lot different.
Yeah.
So
this time in
it's-
this event we did January, we saw so many stories come out. Women performing without that shame, a layer of shame, and the that chizhak that comes
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
just want to perform. This time they were saying poetry, they were dancing with the kids, and it suddenly the village looked
Yeah.
so much beautiful.
It was, I could just see there's so many women just all in the front row
Yeah,
performing
it changed.
and the kids performing so much better because
Mother is
because
giving
they're
them
going to
money.
schools. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful change.
Lovely. And social media helps them or it's a distant dream for that community. Like social media does help entrepreneurs and young folks like you when you're starting your business because suddenly, the access is everywhere, but it also translates into, do they access it as much as that?
Even more.
a lot. A lot.
Really?
Yeah. Because for them, it's a lot about knowing about urban lifestyle and knowing about internationally what's happening. So they follow a lot. Like even our sarees go anywhere. They follow those actresses.
And
or-
they also say that, oh, this sari is worn by this people and it's just made in my home.
Yeah.
I've touched it and they wore it.
Amazing.
And it's gone to that extent that they're so, and honestly, it also comes in the design sense. When we give a design, they also have inputs to say that, and of late, we have seen that they come up even more and say that, can I just put pink instead of red? Because I think that did better.
Yeah.
Even if they're not doing data analysis, but they said, you have given me more orders for this, so might as well make this. So it's great to see how they're using technology to their advantage.
Yeah.
we don't travel, right? We don't travel to the villages a lot. Even designers don't travel. But everything happens through WhatsApp and communication is all digital. So digital plays a massive role.
Absolutely. And when you are, how often, or is it difficult for you to bring the story to, again, your male allies in the industry? Is this something that is easier to sell only when it's a story, not when you want to grow your business? Or do people understand it now?
People understand it a lot.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about one campaign, which was the Bachpan campaign we did. And it was like a low month for us. And hence we always think that there's a lot of time to tell stories and share more
we are
things
not
about
rushing.
and not sell, just sell. Okay. It was January and we had done a painting competition in the village in the school. A lot of kids had come up with saying that 5 things you love the most, you can draw anything. So we took elements from that, put it on the sari. It was hand painted somewhere like block printed, etc. on the sari. And they saw that their elements are put on the saris, right? So the kids are so happy and they all got prizes because we just could not decide who will win. And that collection, it was such a non-performing month. That collection was sold out. It was only because of the stories. trust me, it's not the design.
And a lot of customers buy the saris with just looking at the story. And a lot of customers talk to me about the stories. And I'm like, I don't write them myself. I don't know a lot of stories because I didn't have time to read. So a lot of people know about the stories much more than even we know. And it's not about just being, a woman reading it or a man reading it. I know a lot of men shop for their wives or their partners. They also know the story. They read it sometimes and they say that, oh, I bought it because it means this. So there's a lot of, I think stories have humans, I think it's all about memories, right? We also remember a person who's passed away with whatever the way he has lived. In the same way, I think we absorb stories in a much better way than it actually we celebrate it as much.
Yeah, and a sari becomes symbolic of that.
It is. A sari becomes symbolic of that, and the sari, you always will wear it with a lot of pride.
Yeah.
You'll not throw the sari away because you know the story of the sari. And I think it just makes it more beautiful. Any product, anything, or even a person. A storyteller always has, you will see a storyteller walk in the room and everyone will just like stop by to listen to that person.
Yeah, I think a lot of entrepreneurs, be it male or female, they all say that, we've seen how stories play a major role and we're also trying to build it. And, we also have this discussion that is it required that a face comes in and tells the story? And when we showed that, there was no face over there when we did this campaign, and they always say that it's we have things to tell, but just to put it across, it's not as easy. But we know that it's such a better way to communicate to people than just blatantly saying that, okay, we are doing blah, 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 blah. but in form of a story, in form of how the kids are dreaming big. So there are a lot of discussions happening, but I think in some way it came very naturally to us as a brand, as the kind of people that is there in the company to share stories and be very open about it. But, it's really not as easy, to be an open book and tell everything to the world.
Absolutely. In my experience, when you have an original idea, second, you've done it well, then you have the world kind of rally around you. There's also an intense amount of jealousy, an intense amount of pushback and competitiveness from somewhere in the universe, especially within the industry. And all industries are male dominated because that is the way it was. And slowly women are making their mark. How was it for you guys?
Oh, I have a theory around it. Remember?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I have a theory around it. I've told it to so many people. I've stopped saying it because I think I've crossed that. Now it doesn't affect me as much, but initially did. So I feel when there's a graph of, when people, you growing, and then people who are above you or along with you or just below you just start hating you a lot because they're growing, okay? Then you just slowly cross them, okay? And then these people who are here, they all start like, oh wow, she's gone there. I've always loved you, I've always admired you and all of that, because the entire narrative changed, because if you've done better and you've proven that you've been here, then suddenly you've made these people jealous and you keep growing. Or if you are there, these people are always your friend now. They're all pally. They all talk about you. They're together. You're in a group. Now you rise, they all cheer with you and they also like come along with you. They fight for you with the others who are there.
Yeah.
But they were someday not your cheerleaders. They were hating you. They were jealous.
Yeah.
Just because you did well. But also the thing that if you fail, people who have failed with you, they also become best friends.
Yeah.
So this theory is like, but it's human psychology, right?
Yes,
You've seen this happen with friends. I'm not saying just businesses.
Yeah.
But we have faced it, seen it in and around. Now, that's what I'm saying. We have a community of friends who are like very thick friends. Now I've forgotten who used to hate us or used to, or were always like loving us. We forgot that difference online. But we remember people, there were brands who they was hostile. They were really hostile towards us.
Yeah. And when it's happening, it's very painful when you've left so much for this. And how does one navigate that? It is hard.
I think you have to have like a very good support system, very close-knit group in the company, your family, your support has to be like really strong, because otherwise you'll literally, that'll affect you.
Yeah.
Initially there were like a lot of people who would attack us even online, and that used to bother us a lot.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't, because we have this strong community of love as well.
Yeah.
So I'm saying even a lot of followers hated us because of the way we are. So
Absolutely.
that hate was there and we saw it.
Yeah.
But that hate changed because they realized that it's not affecting us.
Yeah.
And we are going like and maybe they realize we are maybe just like this. We are genuinely like this. We are not acting to fight you or show you that you are down or I'm up, I'm better off. No, we're genuinely like that. And they became friends. So I think that if you have a strong support, that you will never get that negativity reach you. Otherwise, it can get very tough.
It does.
Because it has.
I love this one saying that one day I was looking at my bag and opened to see what fucks I have to give, and it was absolutely empty. I won that day. I mean, my bag is always empty.
Quotable quotes.
It is. And I honestly think that it's just, you have to not let things affect you. And because.
But it's easy said than done, Tanya. I feel we have, because we have a strong, I think we have a strong support system. Hence, we can say that because we have this huge group of loving people, even in our team. This entire Soota family, I think we should talk a lot more about our family in Soota because it's literally a family. We are like so hardcore, like supporting each other. It's not funny because outside world, they all say, what is wrong with you guys? Like, you are like, you stay with your founder when you travel, or you just like chilling and you just hit your founder like that. In the videos, you're dancing with like your founder. And I'm like, it's not about founders or anything. We are all, we've dreamt something together, beautiful. And we're all working towards it.
Yeah.
We all have different roles to play. But doesn't make me superior than you are. So it's such a, I think also it's like a culture that I really want it to stay forever in Soota, that nobody can disrespect anybody because of your level. Like, we are very, very strong about it. And we have taken a lot of steps towards that by asking people to leave. Even if their work was amazingly good, but they were not respecting the juniors, we said, you have to leave. You can't be like this. I cannot support you.
Yeah, I think there should be more places, workplaces like this. There are. I know personally a couple of workplaces which is great and people thrive there and people have been there forever. I really respect their organizations because people have to really work hard on the top to make sure that everybody's loved and taken care of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know what it takes? I feel that the village also comes together when the core people at the center, they work with conviction, with honesty, and there is basic security in even the most uncertain times. Not about just the purpose, but about the people themselves. Like, you have to be a very secure person to navigate the unleashing of, the vomit that really comes out when success starts happening.
Correct.
So a lot has to be credited to both of you for holding that together. And
we have team members who've been with us for like 7-8 years when we started. So there are this top 7-8 people who are still there. And if we leave, they just hold the fort. Like, they just manage things like that when things go really rough. And it does get rough. It's a fashion industry at the end of the day. Like, people just decide to not wear saris during this rainy season, right? So rains would just kill us, right? So that time, what do you do? How strong? How would you maintain that?
Yeah. I have a way of framing this theory. This entire thing. I used to keep saying that there are 3 circles of influences in our life. One is a circle that is below us. That who works for us, who's in some way dependent on us, or looking up to us. There is a circle of influence with us, who is our peer set. Where we have competition, good and bad, envy, greed, everything coming from there. And the third is a circle above us. And for success to happen, 2 of the 3 must work.
Yeah.
Yes.
True. Wow.
Very true. Yeah.
You can either get pushed up, or you can get mobilization from upside, or someone can pull you up. But if 2 of 3 work out, and to make those circles happen is our job.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because they don't come accidentally.
No, they don't. Yeah. And it needs a lot of nurturing.
It needs a lot of nurturing.
You have to keep doing your bit to make sure they exist, or they also get equally supported by you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a give and take.
Absolutely.
Nurturing relationship. And
so at every level, what you're describing, from your family to your, Soota family to even your customers and your readers, I see that being managed so well by both of you, and the belief that you have that what you're doing is the right thing to do. Yeah. I think that lies at the core of what I think from just speaking.
A lot of people ask us, how do you girls sleep? Because they have 13 stores. Some days something doesn't perform. Online, sometimes sales goes for a toss. Facebook band ho gaya, hum mar gaye. Those things happen. And how do you girls sleep? I said, both of us just say goodnight to each other.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that karma, I have only thought and done good from all my heart. Things will work out. Yeah. And of course, there's a plan B, definitely, but not a great plan. So I still think plan A is definitely going to work out no matter what.
Are both of you really the optimists that you look like?
Yeah, we both are optimists.
Both of you?
Both of us.
Oh man.
Big risk takers, big optimist. And it's scary also sometimes because There's nobody to pull us down or pull us back.
Oh
saying,
God,
"Ruk jao."
don't you have enough of them already? I mean, who needs
In
them?
the organization, we are like, dono karo. Arey, but like, nobody like...
Yeah, even for example, the Times show that happened in Lucknow, we got a notice of 3 days.
That's it. I
We
think a full
pulled
show.
the show together.
Amazing.
And yeah,
They've done things like that. Just overnight gone for a shoot, and there was a collab between Colors TV and us. We just got like a 3-day notice to build the whole collection and do the whole thing. And we did it, and it was like a midnight shoot we both went for, and the next day I was flying out for 14 days.
Yeah, I think it's just
Full optimism is just
dance in
saving
the
us.
madness and keep enjoying it. I constantly say that you have to pick something that you absolutely love, and you will not feel like you are working
Yeah,
and
it's
somebody is
not work.
asking you to do anything. As long as you're
Because
just
you'll
enjoying
keep
it.
cribbing otherwise. See, there's so much work that if we both start cribbing, what is this life? I'm just working. I would just, I would have all my hair grey, and anyway, it's grey. But I'm saying, you just get tired and just burn out, right? Unless you just think this is fun. Not
yeah,
not-
I'm sure you have also something to say about this. No?
About what?
It's like the kind of
not burning out.
lifestyle, not burning out, like pushing through all
yeah,
it.
one is very few of us are privileged to be able to do what we love.
Yes.
Okay. And when that gift falls in your lap, and you realize
better
it
take
has
it.
happened. Yeah. You
Yeah.
better take it. Say, you better take it. See, so just knowing a lot of the stakeholder group that you're talking about, like the weavers, in our foundation, we get to see the communities, and it's heartbreaking what human greed unleashes.
Yeah.
And what a little bit of sensitivity by those who can encompass it, can extend it does. And you guys are walking examples of it. So it's just brilliant talking to you, because you are blending profit with goodness, and profit not at the cost of everything, profit with values. And that is possible. And to see femininity come to the fore in leadership like this is just gorgeous. I can't tell you how I'm feeling right now. It's like, because you have different kinds of leadership, right?
Styles,
But leadership that is completely comfortable with its own feminine self, which is unabashed, which is actually making it a pride of a joy, a pride in everything, is just remarkable.
Yeah, we keep reminding each other, keep telling her that same thing what you said. It summed it up so well, that we should not be ashamed of who we are, how we are. Like some things, like for example, I have problems in remembering numbers. I was saying, right, when did I get married? But then, no, for the longest, for the large part of my life, when I was young, I used to hide it because people would just make fun of me, right, that I'm not smart, that I forget dates, and I have dyslexia. So if you ask me to read the numbers together, I would flip the numbers and keep reading the same thing again and again. So I would keep doing mistakes like that, and I would just hide it. So my half my childhood went into just trying to prove that I'm smart, which I did good in a lot of subjects, but I failed in a lot of subjects also. Like I couldn't remember things. And I would just not, I just couldn't remember. If you tell me to mug this up, lined up,
I remember.
I would read it 100 times
it's so
and I'd
tough.
go there and
That
I
is so
forget.
heartbreaking.
But she would be the top when it comes to logic, when it comes to maths, when you have to like solve things. But when it comes to mugging things up,
Oh my God.
I was
it a
not
disaster.
exact opposite, but then I'm a super amazing at mugging things up. Like
on stage,
How?
if you tell me to, in TEDx talk, I'm telling you, I did that. So I had to take 3 points. Tanya had to take 2 points like this. 1 and 3 is mine. 2 and 4 is Tanya's. I say 1, Tanya says 2nd. 3rd, I'm like, my 3rd point is... I forgot. I blanked out. And thankfully she remembers, she knows how I am.
yeah, because
She says the 3rd line and then I continue. Because I know the story.
I'll
I just
tell you
forgot the point.
the problem was that again that you don't have to act anything. And I always tell people or youngsters I meet, I said, if we can just honor who we really are, half the battle is won. Because you sometimes think that you should be more or you should be less of something.
Yeah.
You
But
put so
just-
much pressure on yourself, which I did
Yes.
for the longest time, to keep telling people that I'm really smart. Hey, don't mess with me.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm thinking, oh my God, if you ask me like the revenue of the company, I would have forgotten, because I'll just not know whether 30 million, 30 billion, 30 whatever, because I've forgotten.
Yeah.
So, but logically I'm sound, but I couldn't tell people, but this is such a big drawback. But I
Yeah.
think everybody would have that, something or the other.
Yes.
Mine is this. Everyone will have something which they're trying to hide and trying to prove, but I realized I would just not try. if they ask me something, I say, I have problem, I don't remember. Now I said that. But I took 38
But
years
that
or
is a
36
journey.
years.
Yeah, it took 38
Yeah.
years. It is incredible. And it
come
must
out
break
and
your
tell.
heart to see her that way. When she's so
Yeah.
confident and so good at everything.
Yeah, I'm reading the number constantly wrong. OTPs, I'm saying it wrong
So
constantly.
I have.
Ouch.
So then we figured that OTP should be just my department, right? Like we don't have to do something which is so
Because I'm constantly saying it wrong.
unnecessary.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think accepting who you are and then just do what you are the best at. Like honestly, if you're good at something and you love doing that,
Yeah, do it.
and why pick something else?
Yeah, but
apart
we are
from that?
privileged. I agree.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
But we are also privileged people. I think we are privileged because we also at least have a job to crib about, is what I always tell people, that you're at least cribbing about something. People
Yeah,
don't have
yeah.
jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, just do it
No,
with all
but
your
then
heart.
let's just come into let's just now talk about the ones who are privileged. All right.
Yes.
So let's for 1 minute look at those 2% of the world. The fact is, even those 2% of the world is very consumed with itself. You know,
Yeah.
it's not common to have people cross a certain power structure and then think of everyone around them.
It came to us, I feel, is because we have seen struggle in the house. And because our father started with us as a sub-inspector in railways. Mother was a housemaker. I knew that 20th ke baad kuch bhi mango, nothing is going to come. So you have to adjust somehow, like manage everything. Everything was on loan. We knew we had to study hard.
Yeah.
And that fear that I can't, I can't even spell things right. It was such a big fear that how will I even, like, people will just figure it out that I'm stupid, like that fear. To live with that, because I've seen struggle. I think when I've reached this stage, when people think I'm very powerful, now that's why I tell people that, you don't know my story.
Yeah.
How I have struggled and fought, and maybe that's why I'm more empathetic towards it.
Yeah.
And we are still working towards it because we were in the villages when we were so young, working with them.
Yeah.
My father would just leave us in the villages. Because घूमने के लिए पैसा नहीं है, तो village चलो. And we had a better
And he would take
experience.
us to every new village. It's not that he's taking to our own place.
Somebody's village, not ours.
Very different villages every time. We have learned
कि घूमो,
great lot.
ट्रेन फ्री है, रेलवेज है, ट्रेन में फ्री है, जिसका विलेज में and everyone had like open houses, no? So उसके घर जाओ, उधर खा लिया, उधर सो लिया. We don't know where, we're just having fun in the pond, jumping somewhere.
No,
knowing
but
how to
something
climb
has
tree.
worked right, because see, it looks like I'm determined to make you know that you are, the exception. But the fact is that there are too many of us in positions of power and privilege who've come from, the world was really not so opulent even 2 decades ago, right?
True. Yeah.
Money has happened.
Just,
Wealth has happened, and the world has also never been this inequitable before. We have what, 200 people owning half the world or some crazy statistic like that. And so it's not normal to keep our empathy intact.
Yeah, it's hard.
As power, because power is very seductive.
It
It's
is.
very, very enticing. And somewhere what I see, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is you both somehow have become, soul keepers of each other. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, it is true, yeah.
But I think that we share this with a lot of other people.
women as well. We
and
find a
other
lot
women.
of women who have similar
And
wavelength, yeah.
I think that you should have people around you and who you support sometimes, and sometimes they support you. Should have
Your
that people
circle, second
to make
circle.
sure that
Absolutely.
make sure that the empathy is alive.
Yeah.
And you're just not hungry about
it's very
power
difficult
or
to-
money,
yeah.
because that is never ending.
And it's
Yeah.
easy. And that's an easy path to take.
Yeah.
To think about others is a hard path.
Yes, it is.
Because
hard.
then it just consumes you, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's easy to just be like hardcore money minded and just at
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I would take investment and run at it and
Yeah.
grow it, sell
Yeah.
it. And
For
then
you to
I
decide
don't know.
that you will grow at your own pace, that you don't want other people's money, that you want to work in a certain way, give ethical. That's what I mean. I mean, this is almost too beautiful to be true, and it is an exception. I mean, and I hope you understand that. And also, and I say this out loud because more people should be this way.
Can we do more podcasts with you? You
Yes,
can call
yes,
us anytime
yes,
and we just
yes.
come to listen to you.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you made us feel so good. Yeah, you forget in this grind, honestly, that, what the calls you've taken is actually for a lot of people than just us. Because first thing you do is like think about growth, so that your valuation increases and you
Yeah, I mean, at one time, because you are from this, group of people who is just running after a lot of money and fame and power. And when the discussions happen that, hey, congratulations, somebody has raised so much money, I was like, yeah, I could have just like. But then nobody's celebrating bootstrap. Like nobody talks about it. Have I done the right thing?
Nobody also talks about the negative impact of all that money, which is you are under control. You are under severe supervision, and there is a limited amount of flexibility in how one exercises that funding.
And also, how in 2 or 3 years that person changes behavior wise, look wise, because it has taken a toll on you.
Yeah, it does.
You just suddenly grow old.
It's hard.
And I'm not saying it's true for everybody again, but most of the cases I've seen the stress they had to live with. Good stress, bad stress, they have loved it maybe. And I honestly think that I will not chase it just because everybody has gone there. And people I know who have gone there, I will go behind it when I actually think it's adding value to me, to the people. And it's gonna make a difference.
Yeah. When you look around you, so there are your circles, of course, but do you also see young women who are starting their businesses make some, typical mistakes, which almost everyone makes, and you're like, oh my God, I wish they knew this, or I wish I could tell them this. What would that look like?
Hiring, I would say.
Really?
Same. I would say that no matter how brilliant, how smart you are, if you are running alone, there will be a team that will go ahead of you, being lesser than you or mediocre. If they are a team, they will go faster than you if you don't build your team, if
it's
you
super
just have
critical.
to.
You have to make sure that you have smarter people or even equal caliber or hardworking people. They're there in the team. You have to have different kind of people supporting you, cheering you. You need to build it.
And you think women do it alone a lot of times?
Women usually do everything alone.
Most of the time.
See, women think we are super women.
Ouch.
I honestly feel.
People, that word called super mom, superwoman, it's non-existent.
It is annoying. It is to the point that we have done it. And I know it.
I'm guilty of that too.
We have carried our own bags. But then kyun coolie hai na? Matlab, to help you. There are porters who would do it. But we've carried our own bag to save some money. Penny wise, pound foolish. We women actually do that a lot of times. Not ask for help.
I think hiring, a lot of entrepreneurs we have personally known, they have struggled because they say, I'm the best at marketing, I'm the best at shooting, I'm the best at accounting, I'm the best at everything. So they have burnt out and not grown the company. And that's the biggest mistake we had done, but we learned very much faster. So in a year's time, we decided to let go.
We were both burning out. We were doing everything on our own, and we realized if you don't stop now, if you don't get good people, you will not grow at all.
And I think they have to be smarter than you.
Yeah, always.
And you have to be comfortable with that.
Yeah, and don't get threatened with anybody. I think that's one more thing. Just when your team comes in, don't get threatened, give chances.
Which is where I go back to my point of very secure leadership is what it takes to create those villages.
Yeah, it is true. It is true.
You need to be fine with the fact that you have smarter people around you. That's not I think many men also can't handle that.
It's human nature.
Yeah, it's a human nature. It's difficult to handle.
But women, I think it's difficult to ask for help.
Yeah.
You just don't ask for help. Even for your family life or something, like women just can't ask for help.
Yeah.
I will only do it. My kid has gotten up. I'll only wake up and do everything. Like that feeling.
Yeah. मैं ही नाश्ता बनाऊंगी. मैं ही स्कूल ले जाऊंगी.
I think you've done things like that. She is like,
I think any woman who's listening to her, anybody, woman in the house who's whatever, sitting, doing on a desk, working. If you're listening to us, you know it. We all have done it.
And with a smile. And with a smile. कुछ नहीं हो सकता है.
And because once we grow old, there'll be more dependencies on us, right? Taking care of your parents or your in-laws and your kids and all their needs will increase on a different level, right?
Yeah.
And it keeps going on and on. I see my mother, right? She just doesn't ask for help. Arey, pooch lo yaar.
Yeah. It is, so when I had my kids, before I had my kids, I would be told, jaldi babies hona chahiye, and then you will be free. This is the famous last words. You will be free. Like, who the hell has a trap? It's a trap. Till you make the children, you don't realize what has happened. And after
everything,
that,
even marriage, even that 10th पढ़ लो और कुछ नहीं करना पड़ेगा. 12th पढ़ लो.
milestone तो बढ़ता ही जाता है और हम idiots like सुनते ही रहते हैं. 10th पढ़ लो, फिर college हो गया, फिर बच्चे हो गए.
2
फिर प्राइमरी के बाद में सब इजी, फिर सेकेंडरी के बाद इजी, फिर ऐसा. Then you realize that ये तो खत्म नहीं होने वाला.
And till then you are over.
Yes.
Even I think business also the same thing. Raise and then things will fall in place, or just hire and things will fall. Nothing falls in place.
Yeah.
It just you have to keep working and figure out what is your strength, and have to, whatever is not your strength, weaknesses, just keep fixing one at a time, slowly. And it is like a continuous process.
And be okay that it's a continuous process.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
somebody has to come to us and tell us it's okay.
Yeah,
somebody, I think we all need sisters to tell us it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. And good night.
And good night. Just have a good night's sleep. Things will be fine.
We are often called at parties saying, get your partner. And we both take each other. अपने पति को बुलाया था आपके. Sorry, just have one partner.
and how do the patis manage it?
They're absolutely fine with it. They know us very well to know that. And also, like, if I tell my husband that there's a party, he's like, what's the ending time like? I would say that could be 12:01. He would be very happily let go of.
You've been smart about your choice.
Yeah, very much. So you're just take your partner with you.
So absolutely supportive when it comes to even his family, or both their families.
Yeah.
So super.
By the way, I'm married to a Maharashtrian. She is married to a Tamilian, and it's a very amazing mixture.
God, every
India
time I'm
there.
thinking we've covered complexities, we're like unraveling
I'm
one
telling
more.
you one more.
What is it?
Yeah,
And you all live together.
Yeah.
We all live together.
With a very anxious dog who's also an adopted indie.
Okay, we need another episode. No, but what I'm really taking away is this thing that I observed earlier, that there need these two absolutely secure, positively oriented, comfortable in their skin people who are ensuring that what they feel is lent out to the ecosystem, and I really congratulate you for that. I don't think I've seen a duo like this. I mean, maybe individuals, but two people who radiate positivity to each other. And of course, I'm like completely soaked in it right now.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sure you do that to whoever you meet. But yeah, ethical business is possible. Conscious business is possible. Being a women and succeeding is possible. Doing it on your own terms is possible. So you just, and having short hair and wearing a sari is very much possible.
Oh, we ended well.
Rocking a sari is very possible.
And you're
Super.
rocking it, though.
I think that's the best end line. So we should not
I
talk
know.
anymore.
Yeah, it's true. Then wrap it up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.